Hey guys, it's Young Minded Jess here on behalf of TemTemGuides, and today we're going to be talking about which Temtem Starter should you pick. Now this video is based on an article on their site, so if you want more information about this subject or you just want to read it over there, click the link in the description and it'll take you straight there. So you may be asking yourself, which Temtem Starter should I pick? What's the right one for me? And the short answer is, whatever you want. You know, they're all different, they all have different perks and quirks and cons. For example, Crystle is the rarest of the free stars, so if that's something that interests you, collecting a whole set, then Crystle is your Temtem starter of choice. But he has a weaker early game, so do you want to make your late game easier to make it harder for your early game? Or you might be a trainer that likes to go guns blazing with your Temtem and knock out all your opponents before they even get a chance to fight back. Then if you do, then Smazee is your Temtem Starter. Alternatively, if you're a trainer that loves to destroy your opponents with devastating special attacks, then Houchic is your choice. If you like the sound of all the Temtem Starters, now I'm going to break down all of them and tell you the pros and cons for each so you can make a more informed decision. So I'm going to start with Crystle. Crystle is the one in the left cage, and he's like a green, half crystal, half turtle, and that's basically where he gets his name from. He's a crystal type, which basically means he is very strong against electric and mental. However, he does no damage against fire type and earth type, so this can be a big deal. The good thing is you don't run into a lot of fire type in the beginning. You will run into a couple of earth type, but it won't be that devastating. And he's resistant to electric, mental and toxic. Now toxic is a big one, it's really prevalent in the early game. So he can help you get through just kind of that toxic phase. You don't need to buy, every antidote in the world, and you don't need to be constantly running back to the machines to heal up. So what does Crystle evolve into? So Crystle is the first stage in the evolutionary line. You get him at level 5 originally if you pick him. Then at level 30 he'll evolve into Sherald. Now he's basically just a bigger version. Then the evolution after Sherald has not actually been announced yet, but we'll be sure to post a pinned comment under this video when they do, so you can get all that juicy gossip. It'll also be posted on TemTemGuides.com. So then what Temtem can you pair with Crystle? Obviously, because Temtem battles are primarily fought as 2v2, you need to pair someone together to match his weaknesses. And I personally recommend Saipat for this. He has an incredibly strong early game. You can get him really easy at the Fallacian Cliffs, which is a pretty early game location. And I just think Saipat is perfect for pairing with him, because Crystle has a pretty slow early game, he doesn't have a lot of damage, so pairing him with Saipat, who can really pump out that damage and protect him with his bulk, is great. So that's Crystle. What about Smazee? Well, Smazee is probably the most aggressive starter on the list. So if you like just straight up, knocking people out, then he might be the one for you. He's the one in the middle cage, and he's basically an orange monkey. So Smazee is a melee type, and melee types are very effective against earth and crystal, but they're weak against mental. And they're also weak against melee. But they are kind of resistant to melee techniques as well, so if you know what I mean, it works both ways. So in my opinion, Smazee is the weakest overall Temtem starter, but he can be interesting to play with and he can be fun, but he's probably, in my opinion, the worst on the list. So he's the first stage in the evolutionary line. You originally get him at level 5 if you pick him. Then at level 34, Smazee evolves into Babong. This is basically just a bigger orange monkey. The evolution after Babong has not been announced yet, but again there'll be a pinned comment and it'll get updated on the site when that goes live. Then what Temtem can you pair well with Smazee? So if you're going to get him working, you need to pair him with a support, basically. He has huge amounts of damage, so you don't need another damaging character. I recommend Kaku. He's able to give good buffs to Smazee and also good debuffs to the opponents. So this is really what you're looking for. You're looking to speed up Smazee, give him more damage, while also lowering the damage and defenses of the enemies. So I think Kaku is great, because you can probably get him the earliest out of basically any Temtem at Pracine Coast, which is a really early game location. It's basically the first place you go outside of the starting village. Then the last starter is Houchic. Now he's the one on the right, and he's basically this kind of levitating bipedal purple dragon thing. He's very interesting designed, and he's a mental type. So mental types are very effective against neutral and melee types, but they're ineffective against crystal types. They are also resistant to neutral types and melee types, but they are weak to electric, digital and crystal types. So I think, in my opinion, Houchic is the best starter you can pick overall, if you're not looking for a specific goal. I personally recommend him. He has huge special attack potential, so he can do so much damage. But what does he evolve into? So Houchic is the first stage in the evolutionary line when you get him at level 5. Then at level 29, the earliest evolution, by the way, out of the starters, he evolves into Tentil. The evolution after Tentil has not been announced yet, but again it will be announced on TemTemGuides.com and also in the pinned comment. So what Temtem goes well with Houchic? For this pick, I've picked Scunch. I think he has solid physical coverage and he's really bulky as well. So he's able to dish out some great physical damage, something that Houchic really struggles with because it is a special attack. And it's also able to tank early. And you can get him really easily because he's at the Fallacian Cliffs. So he's a really early start game. And you can build up this duo of Houchic and Scunch rather. So I think they'll be an amazing duo for the whole game. To conclude though, in general, you can pick whatever starter you want. They all do work if you build around them correctly. However, if I had to rank them, it would be Houchic at number 1, Crystle at number 2, and Smazee at number 3. But again, don't let that discourage you. If you really like the design of Smazee, then play him. He's good enough to make it work, and you can always catch the other two. But anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, a like and subscribe would be much appreciated, and I recommend you check out TemTemGuides.com for more content. But anyway guys, I'll see you soon.